The skill of the dwarves was unequalled, fashioning objects of great beauty.
All right, my Govan, and welcome back to another Era Quinn Calidrum. I've got different help this time because Estenes is busy with school stuff, and he's graduating, and he's moving off to university, so somebody else is going to pick up the video editing, because I do this as an excuse to have time with them, and if there's no video editor, I've got other things to do as a parent, and I still do the hobbying. Our hobby room is over there, but we're really excited to be back. I'm really excited that today I have Rinwin and Rarin helping me out instead of Estenes, and that's the rest of Era Quinn Calidrum. Era is Estenes, my firstborn son, Rinwin, our oldest daughter, Rarin, our next son, and I'm Attar the Dead. Attar means father or ruler or something. It's got a bunch of different elven names. Father is one of them. So today we're going to do a Workbench video, and we're going to show you some of the projects. They're all very much work in progress, but we're going to show you some of the stuff we've been working on. So how about we head over there?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we are working at the Workbench. We have a games table in our basement with a bit of a craft zone. Rarin and Rinwin have been working on a whole pile of stuff down here with me, keeping me company, and we're having fun. So let's start with the one we just posted on Facebook, because Rarin's been working on this troll for a long time now. Tell us your story. What are you doing?
So, I always wanted to have a troll in my army since before I got my own Easterling army, my older brother got me to test his Isengard army for him. So once I got my Easterling army, and I figured they had pikes too, I needed a troll. So if I had a troll, I wanted to make my troll look like an Easterling because he needed to fit with the army. So first I started off trying to make the pike out of a lot of spare scraps my dad had.
First you took a good look at your Easterlings, right? To figure out kind of what they looked like.
Well, yes.
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 Yeah, so, and then you raided my bits bin
Mm-hmm.
to look for pieces.
Found some stuff that worked, put it all together, shaved some stuff off.
Well, so this is the Isengard lance from the Isengard troll, right? But there's some pieces that are different. Actually, Karen, would you mind? Can you pass me the other, that one over there? I've got another troll over there. We'll show you in a minute. Thanks. So here's the unchanged one. I'll hold that. Rarin, you can tell us what you did to it.
So first I cut off this side blade here, and this one of the two side ones, and then I glued on I don't know what it's called. That
actually came from Sigmar. We got that from a local game store that had some extra. We don't play anything other than Lord of the Rings. I guess that's half true. We have some other games, but no other miniature games. There's some Star Wars stuff here, but Middle Earth is our thing. So that is a Sigmar bit that we picked up out of a bits bin from one of the Stormcast Eternals. And so you really didn't do much to this. You just did, I'm going to say this is a relatively easy smart conversion, where you picked a couple of pieces that made sense, focused just on using the pieces that made sense, didn't overcomplicate it. You did it all yourself. So I coached, I tried to give him some ideas, but he did it. How old are you, dude?
I'm 13.
Yep. I keep calling you 12. His birthday was a month ago. Okay, so then what else did you do?
Next, we started working on the shield. So
that's a good story. How'd you do that?
Originally I got a yogurt tube box.
So just any random cereal box or thin paperboard, I'll call it. It has to be like a cardboard style box, but not the thick cardboard. It has to be the thin stuff from cereal boxes or grocery store products, crackers, yogurt tubes in your case. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So then I cut out the shapes I wanted. It took a lot of attempts to actually get it to look somewhat like the other Easterling shield.
So you've got three shapes there, three layers.
The bigger rectangle, the smaller square, and then the diamond inside of the square.
Yep. And where did the spike come from?
The spike came off another piece from another game. I don't know exactly where.
That was a sprue, actually. Yeah, it was waste stuff from our bits bin. We had a sprue we pulled apart that had that spike on it. We thought, oh, that's handy. We cut it off and threw it in the bits bin.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get rid of your stuff. Recycle it.
And so I started off by getting something that had the right curve to it.
Any random bottle almost did the trick. So this bottle just had the right curve.
And then I put on parchment paper.
On the side of the bottle?
On the side, yeah, so that it would get the curve. Taped it down. Put the first cardboard piece on, in my case, the bigger rectangle. Slathered it with Mod Podge.
Yeah, so Mod Podge is It's a PVA glue. There's lots of different consistencies of PVA glue. There's some really good videos by other people on the different types of glue, but that's the same as instant bond glue. But Mod Podge is really watered down. It's really good for crafts. Really, really good for sealing your display trays. If you make display trays and you want to paint them with Mod Podge so they seal good. So you painted this piece with Mod Podge.
And then after it had dried a little, I stuck on the next one and
But
lathered it with Mod Podge again.
Not quite though, right? We had this taped to the bottle, and then you had the cardboard piece slathered with Mod Podge on top of this.
Yeah.
And another piece of this over that, taped still on top, just to pinch it there and hold it tight, so that the Mod Podge, what it did is it made the... Here, let's hold up your shield in the camera again. What the Mod Podge did is it made the shield soft, because it's just cardboard. So then the bottle provided the curvature. That's the same curve angle as the bottle. And then the parchment paper just held it tight without sticking to it. That's the reason it was parchment paper and not any other kind of paper, because the parchment paper won't stick. So that's all we did. And then the fact that it's just a little wrinkly in there, you were okay with that because why?
Because it's a troll shield. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, if anything, it wouldn't be, right?
These guys are rough giants.
Just pound it into shape.
Yeah.
But you did that 3 times for all 3 pieces.
Yep.
And you let them dry.
And then we spray primed it, stuck the spike on because we figured that out after we primed it. Primed the spike by hand, and then painted the shield and stuck it on.
And what about his head? You did some stuff with his head too.
So for the head, I got the Easterling Troll headpiece. Cut off
the Isengard one.
Yes, sorry, Isengard. And then I cut off the big fin on the back of the head. Stuck on another plastic spike bit that we got from a sprue.
Yeah, you actually carved that, I think, right?
Yeah.
You used some sprue and just carved it to a spike.
Mm-hmm.
And glued it on and filed it a bit so that it looked nice.
And then, yet again, raided my father's parts bin and found spikes and stuck it onto the sides.
Which turned out really well, I think. Yeah. And there we have it. Crazy Easterling Troll. With the signature shield. It has to have the sort of curviness to it. Spike in the middle. Pokey head. Big fancy halberd. Because they have just the best looking spears. Them and Mirkwood Palace Guard have the very best looking spears. So you did that, and I think it turned out really well. Proud of my boy. Good job.
Yay.
And then you got the drums there. You're not done painting the drums yet, but what are you going to do with those?
I'm going to stick them slung across his back, right here.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Because what's a troll without his drums if you're in the Easterling Horde, right?
Yeah. We've got lots of drummers in the Easterling army, so why can't the troll drum too?
There you go. All right, Renwin, what have you been up to? You're not so trolly.
No. I decided, well, it was my dad's idea actually, but we had a bunch of these.
So, actually, okay, if you're going to give me credit, I got to be honest. We pirated this idea off of GBHL. I showed Renwin that somebody had done Disney princesses out of Mirkwood Rangers. We thought, oh man, that's just fun. So you've been thinking. What have you been thinking about?
So, my brother helped me. He offered me some of his, I don't even know what these are called.
Mirkwood Rangers.
Mirkwood Rangers, and I have decided what princesses I wanted to do, and then I made hair for them, because that doesn't look too specifically like any princess I know of. So I picked a couple girls. This is one of them. And if you can't guess who this is, shame.
Means you're just not as much of a Disney watcher as we are, I guess.
Yeah, it's Merida.
From Brave.
Yeah, it's
Disney's Brave.
Crazy hair. It's going to be red eventually.
Where's the other model you based that on?
Nope. It was, hold up.
That one.
That one.
You can hold that up. So these are half painted right now, obviously. Raren's working on his Mirkwood army as well. Yeah, so beautiful elven hair on, whoop, there's my finger, this one. And we sculpted all that on with milliput. Big fans of green stuff and milliput. So that's milliput hair that Renwin made herself.
Yeah. That's not the only princess I actually modified. So we've got, oh, she's just gonna stay there. Where is she? Over here?
This
there. So I also made Moana. I picked all the feisty princesses. Her hair hasn't changed a lot. I just made it bigger.
A little thicker, a little poofier.
A
little more Hawaiian.
Yeah, that's Moana. I am really, really happy with...
Right there.
There she is. Okay. Dad helped me with her hand, but this is Rapunzel.
From Disney's Tangled. So she has to have a frying pan, of course. It was a great idea from Renwyn, her idea, but I helped make it happen. That's Sam from the Fellowship. There's a model where he's holding a pan, so I had a few extra hobbits, so we took a pan off of Sam and gave it to Rapunzel. You gotta turn her around and show your hair, though.
It's like
Of course she has to have long
around.
hair, so it goes all the way down to the tails of her cloak. Hopefully you can see that there, but this is the hair that she sculpted back on there. So good job on Renwyn. This is her first sculpting project. We've got 3 sculpted Disney princesses. And who else are you working on over there? There's a blue one.
Oh, this is going to be Cinderella. Doesn't look much like it right now because she's got brown hair, but eventually she will be blonde.
Just working up the layers. You started with the cloak.
Yeah.
So there's Cinderella. Who else is over there? There's a practice horse, and then there's another mounted rider.
Yeah, I've got Pocahontas here.
Yep.
Because that's Pocahontas pose.
Sounds good.
And this is going to be
Mulan.
Mulan.
Yes.
Not Mulan.
Renwyn says it wrong all the time, so we tease her about Mulan.
And this is my practice horse, because we don't want to mess it up the first time.
There we go.
So, yeah.
Having extra models in the bits bin is wonderful so that you can use them for practice. These guys have been practicing on my other models, and it's worked out really, really well.
Oh, and then I've got Tiana. She'll look more like Tiana when she's got green on her.
Yeah.
And darker hair and dark skin.
So what are some of your ideas for how you're going to paint these? We see a blue Cinderella and a whole lot of white otherwise.
Yeah, so I'm going to use something small to point, I think. That's small enough. I'm going to use Brendel's guys to help me. They're going to have the same armor and probably the same pants too and boots and stuff like that. The only thing that
some common features.
Yeah, the only thing I think is going to be different as of right now is going to be their cloak. I'm thinking Rapunzel's probably going to be like a light purple and Merida's going to be like a bluey green or something, and she's going to be just different on a whole another level, but
to look sort of Asian warrior princess-ish.
Yeah, and somehow fit in with everyone else. That's going to be a challenge, but
Cinderella's her own challenge too. The Galadriel model is just very different than a Mirkwood Ranger, obviously. But very, very fun ideas here of ways that you can take other models. I have several of that Galadriel. You can see here's another extra right there. Some of these models you could, well, I used to be able to at least pick them up cheap on eBay. So I grabbed a few of the Galadriel types of models on eBay so that we could have some conversion products kicking around. So I'm going to sneak by you guys, if I can wander through here. Here's a couple projects that I've been working on. Big reveal. I hate wasting. So you can tell this is a bit of a what is that sort of a troll. We in the troll kit, when you buy the GW, the Games Workshop troll kit, it comes with a whole bunch of extra parts so that you can make either a troll drummer or an Isengard troll or a Mordor troll with one of several weapons. You get lots of weapon choices. And I hate the idea of wasting pieces. So this is Triok. He's got all 3 heads and all 6 arms. And the extra weapons that I couldn't use, I am using anyway. They're going to go on his back. So I have actually carved down the shield and spear because that'll go handily on his back. I've carved the hands off of these 2 weapons. They're going on his back. I have taken a leftover... I put the whip on my ice ball rug when I did my ice ball rug conversion. You can see that video earlier on this channel. So I had a flaming sword left over. That ball rug actually came in a collection I picked up used. So the flaming sword is painted already. I'm really not a big fan of how it was painted. So I took a hand and had to reverse it. I cut the thumb off and filed and shaved it down, glued the sword on there, sculpted a new thumb. I'm not going to zoom in because I'm not super proud of it, but it'll work. And most people won't notice when they've got all the rest of this to look at. And the steel axe on the top here, or pewter, it's steel, not steel, it's pewter. The axe on the top here is a rare one. Thank you so much to a good friend over in the GBHL who gave that to me. Those guys are way more talented than me. The Shadow and Flame people are amazingly talented people. They inspire me all the time. Was good enough to let me get that off of them. This is the Ice Ball Rug axe from the Ice Ball Rug that was never released. I got it from him when I was working on my Ice Ball Rug conversions. And you'll see in the videos I ended up making an axe out of clear plastics instead that I was happier with. And I wanted to use this axe. I feel guilty for not using it after he was so good to give it to me. So here it is. This troll, when he's done, is going to be half ice themed from some of my other ice conversions I've done and half fire themed. And I'll leave you to wonder what that'll look like later. But he is in one piece now. He's ready to go. He's got big hulking shoulders and a great big neck, and he was a pain and a half to make, but he was a lot of fun. And I will be painting him up and putting all the rest of this gear on his back before that's all said and done. So that's Triarch. I'm working on him. A couple of much less exciting troll conversions over here. These old troll models are so easy to convert. They're great. You can put stones in their hands. You can raid your bits bin and give them different axes and other weapons. So I have several ice trolls. These are going to be my fire-themed trolls. I have a little troll army led by Triarch here until I come up with a better name for Triarch, but he's going to be fun. I've been cleaning up some of my lists. So I have an ice-themed Moria army, and I have finally painted the Goblin King Durbas to go with that ice-themed army. So I'm not going to zoom in on him too much either, because he's just a passing aside right now. I've got to put some snow on his base and maybe put some mist on there, but I'm working on my ice and fire stuff, cleaning all that up. Here's the Army of the Dead. Everybody's got an Army of the Dead now that we were all buying boxes. And the Army of the Dead, I am trying, you can see this stuff. This is from Culture Hustle. I am working on glow-in-the-dark paint, learning how to use this stuff. It is eluding me, but we're getting there. I am going to be humble enough to show you my work-in-progress version here. You can see the glow doesn't really show super well there. There you go, that's glowing right now. We come back up above the table. It looks very much like the other guys here, but that Culture Hustle paint is just brilliant, brilliant stuff. Now the problem with this camera is that the camera actually auto-adjusts to the light level, so it's dark inside this table. This is my storage table, but you can't tell that it's dark because my camera's auto-adjusting. You can just see the glow on his shoulders and on the weapon. But yeah, these guys glow in the dark. So I'm working on that. If that works out well, then I will definitely show another video where you can see that more visibly in the future. But there's our workbench right now. You can see there's my dice tower that we posted earlier. We've got a few fun projects on the go here. Rinwin, thanks for your help. Hope you guys are having some fun. And we will be showing some of this stuff on Facebook later. Eventually we'll get this all done. And have fun dressing up your models when you customize. GW makes this box of skulls. There's a pile of crazy stuff in this box. Like a pile of it. And some of those are more appropriate for Sigmar or for 40k than they are for Middle Earth. But they really do dress up your Middle Earth bases. So credit to Garrett Pogson. He gave me this idea. I'm shamelessly stealing it from him. But it's a good idea. Putting some of these skulls on these bases really adds a lot. It suits the Army of the Dead. So that's going to look great when it's done. I got to figure out if I can get this glow-in-the-dark paint to work. These experiments are very much experiments right now. And I will report on that in a future video and in some future posts. But hope you've enjoyed this. We're having a lot of fun. Take advantage of the COVID quarantines to get some work done. Get caught up on your models. Make some memories with people you love. And we'll look forward to gaming with you in the future. Thanks so much for watching. My Govanen. We'll talk to you again soon.